This is France, the seventh largest economy in the world, which has historically been a great superpower, and its geography plays a huge role in this. If I ask you which countries France shares borders with, your answer will be Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, and Andorra. Similarly, if I ask you which country France has the longest border with, your answer will probably be Spain or Belgium. But France's longest border is with Brazil on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. This is because the France you are seeing on the map is called mainland France. But if you talk about the total area of France from the islands in the Pacific to the dense forests of South America, the meat line of Canada, and these small islands in the Indian Ocean, all of them are part of France. And not only that, but these 14 countries in Africa are also directly under the control of France, because the resources, language, and financial institutions of all these countries are linked to France. Even the currency rate of these countries is fixed with the French euro. If we go back a little over 100 years, France looked like this. 10% of the world's land area was under the control of the French Empire. From Africa to Southeast Asia, the French Empire's currency was in circulation. France has always been the most populous country in Europe. Until the 17th century, 1 in every 5 people in Europe was French. But then, about 2 million people were killed in the wars and the French Revolution, and then 1.2 to 1.3 million French were killed in World War I, after which the French population decreased greatly. To find a solution to this, in the 1960s and 70s, France kidnapped thousands of children from these islands and took them to mainland France to boost its declining population. Well, French, we will talk about the empire in a separate video. In today's video, we see how the geography of France made it such a rich, powerful, and developed country. France is the only European country surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, which has access to 2 oceans at the same time. One is the North Sea and the other is the Mediterranean Sea. We will talk about this further in the video, but first, let's see what kind of countries mainland France borders. If we look at the GDP per capita of France's neighboring countries on this map, you will notice the wealth that is circulating around France. When so much money is circulating in your neighborhood, its effects also come to you. Well, now let's talk about the core geography of France. First, if we zoom in on the southern side of France, here between the border of France and Spain is the Pyrenees mountain range. Because of this mountain range, France has always been known from the southern side. It provides a natural protection. In the 8th century, when the Muslims conquered Spain, their next target was France, and from there they wanted to advance to Europe. But crossing these mountains was a very difficult task. The Muslim armies crossed this flat area and reached here, but the entire area of the Pyrenees range proved to be very difficult for them, and they could not conquer France. There were many other factors in this, but geography played a very important role. Similarly, on the southeastern side of France, along the border with Italy, there is the Alps mountain range. The Alps are the highest mountain range in Europe, and they extend over 8 countries. Due to these mountains, half of the eastern side of France is also safe, and then the rest of the eastern side is safe because of the Rhine River, which divides France and Germany. In such a situation, only this northern area remains, which is completely flat, and historically, this is the border from where Germany attacked France 3 times. Once in 1870, then in 1914, and finally in 1939, during World War II, France is naturally protected from almost all sides. Similarly, if we come to the northwestern side of France, this area is economically very important for France. First of all the trade of northern Europe comes here through the English Channel to the Celtic Sea, and then from here it crosses the Bay of Dish to the Strait of Gibraltar, and from here it goes further through the Suez Canal to the Middle East and Asia. This English Channel is the busiest sea junction in the world, and France is located right on this heavy traffic route. Similarly, France is the only country in Europe that has access to both the North Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Therefore, for countries like Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, and the Netherlands, the easiest and shortest way to trade with Asia and the Middle East is through France. Another advantage of the Mediterranean access is that France can easily transport its goods to 3 regions. First, through the Strait of Gibraltar to America. Second, it can easily trade with all the Black Sea countries from here. Third, it can trade with all the Eastern and Middle Eastern countries through the Suez Canal. And an even bigger advantage is that it can easily transport all the goods coming from Asia and the Middle East to the St. Louis port through the Rhine River to the center of France and the rest of the European countries. Similarly, France has the Atlantic Ocean on its entire western side, which gives it direct access to North and South America. Now, if we return to the English Channel, here on the western side of France is Brittany, the sixth largest economy in the world. Both countries have built a railway tunnel to boost trade in the Uppsala, which connects Folkestone in the UK to London, and it connects to Cannes in northern France. And then there is a great rail network here that goes to Paris. A railway line from Belgium also connects to this network here. Thus, France's whole Central Europe is also connected to Brittany. The last geographical benefit of France is its extensive river system. All the rivers of France are connected to its major cities, due to which there is no issue of water supply here, and secondly, all the land here is very fertile. Due to this fertile land, France is also the third largest agricultural exporting country in Europe. Due to these same rivers, France also has the second largest agricultural land after Ukraine. And in the top 10, France's second largest energy source is also the electricity generated from these same rivers. So all these factors together make the geography of France very ideal. Even if we talk about the islands of these Indian Oceans, France has maintained a very heavy military presence on these islands, and the reason for this is that it not only protects its trade containers from here, but also keeps a close eye on the geopolitical situation developing in the Middle East and Southeast Asia. So these were some amazing facts about the geography of France. If you like such map animated geography related videos, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and keep suggesting topics in the comments. We will see you in the next video with another interesting topic. May Allah Hafiz.